Well, wow, wow. Queen Common Sense back into his house. Chi Town remix to the sticks. Hello, everybody. And I hope everybody doing good. I just stopped in real quick. Um, you know me, just observing things and watching and for the most part minding my own motherfucking business. You know, and I just thought I'd do this because I was inspired by a few things that I have endured myself personally, and as well as, in observing people, watching, studying human behavior and whatnot. And this is going to be Thorough Thursday, real quick. Gossip dies when it reaches the ears of the wise. And this is really especially for those among us who are spiritual workers, energy benders, hoodoo, voodoo, gods and goddesses of the darkness, where we do our best work, where we're at our best. And it's a maintenance thing. It's a maintenance thing because you can have all your ducks in a row. You can be prepared for the worst. And it's always going to be some entity trying to penetrate your cipher with gossip. And, for those of us who are, thorough, we know that witch, it just means wise woman or wise person. Politically correct, because we know there's no specified gender for a witch. Me being, female, and I know many other female witches, this is really a share for those of us who have endured, are still experiencing, and unfortunately have to look forward to gossiping, sideline, perpetual, henpecking, clucking motherfuckers. I really don't enjoy gossip. It's not exciting. We all do it though, because you have your group who, you all gonna spill a little green tea every now and then, just for a little chuckle here and there. No harm. Just in the privacy and sanctity of the group of people you love and trust. We all share a little tidbit here and there, but it's nothing wrong with that as long as it's kept in strict confidence. And a lot of people, they feel that gossip is just a way of life. They like to talk about folk, whether it's true or not. A lot of times, we all know people love to make up shit. They like to invent things that they know are not true because they see evolution in others and they want to throw a monkey wrench in your machine. They want to pour water on your flames because they are just uninnovative beings, and hate is love. That's all that is. people, it gives them some type of excitement, or feel as if they can to their station in life through. And a lot of people just don't know how to let shit go, to hold on to certain gossip in order to feel as if they are still relevant among the masses. I see a lot of like on social, a lot of gossip. It's really unfortunate. Um, time wasting, time is good. Consumes a lot of energy, that's unnecessary for us. My concern when it hits gossip and being with the women, actually the world of people don't between twisted and bull America, right? And if I had $1 for every time somebody's said something untrue about me, still striving, So, since I'm younger, I'm just an old hag. I don't know shit, and I'm not relevant. I've been, according to some of these mentally ill shit motherfucker. And then on another box and come and damn blur. Well, actually, when it's who I don't even when it comes to because of that. So we just always have to be careful. Bring someone will carry a ball, and something might say, "Oh, if you to me, you don't know dog part." The pet chase part in the big conversation, with someone who is worried about it because that dog can't chase a parked car. They can't dig a hole to bury a fucking bone that is just non-existent. You cannot reciprocate some shit that just ain't there. Shit, sometimes is way I know a lot more powerful than a response or a bunch of aggravated bullshit, because you get tough hearing people talk about a lot of reverse psychology in there too. A lot of people spew partial truths, lies, non-related subject and mix it all together so that they'll respond. They will receive a response for you to come correct the information that they have. Got you right now. So I'm just here as a little reminder to share this little tidbit of wisdom with you. Gossip dies when it hits the ears of the wise. You know, it's a lot of shit that I just don't pay no attention to that people do and say, because that's all they want is a reaction, a response, something, you know, to throw things off balance to where, you know, you're taken off guard and you feel like, what? Oh no, let me get you together. See, everybody don't deserve that type of energy from you. Everybody don't deserve a response or a reaction to the stupid bullshit that they do. And I know personally, from personal experience, I have pissed off a lot of people just by being quiet. All of the bullshit that they do and say and invent. You know, one motherfucker couldn't let go for almost goddamn 3 years. You know, and probably still got some humming, buzzing from their filthy ass mouth about me. But you know what? Silence. Woo, that's a booger bear right there. When you don't respond, zero energy, no gas, efficient. Vending machine out of order. Please insert the correct channel, auntie. That is one of the most powerful tools in spiritual and psychological warfare when it comes to that demon of Leviathan who birthed gossip. It falls on deaf ears, you know, and it pisses a lot of people off because they just do everything they can to try to get you to say something, to get you to answer that fucking and crying and ass, no posy ass, ass like they're in your personal. That's a panic here. 5 year business. This I want to share, and this is, I said this before, and it really pissed off you off a particular antiquated ass and to overly into interested in other things people extra is people personal business a damage. So they have to, if you invent gossip in order to pull that trick, reverse psych and turn around and say, oh no, let me put you on blast and show you that you done fucked up with the wrong information person. Then again, more they keep cranking on that reel to reel you in. That hook line gets shorter because they just keep cranking on it. Just like fishing. You know. I don't know if anybody went bass fishing before. It's a little difficult. Them bass are very strong and powerful because they can swim upstream. And you have to be pretty strong to get some of those larger catch up out that water. I don't know if anybody can feel me on today. Gossip. When you're wise, it's very difficult to get got. He who angers you controls you. And you know, gossip can get you really up out yourself. sometimes. It can make you just step right on outside yourself and create an evil damn twin. And you, before you know it, you done went in, around, and over and under one become big mouth, motor mouth motherfucker. People do gossip because they've been scorned or they feel slighted in some kind of way. They didn't get from you what they thought they deserved or what they wanted or what they were plotting to try to trap you into doing or saying. You know, that's a big one here on YouTube. That's another way I've angered a few people who thought that they could get me to talking. And they even have the nerve sometimes to ask you, you don't have nothing to say about all that? And I go, no, child. I don't have nothing to say about all that. I'ma listen. And, you know, it's another thing that I've said is, you know, you got to listen between the lines. You got to listen between. It's what they don't say that you got to be careful of. Just like when you watch people's action, don't do that reveal a lot about someone, especially the gossiping motherfuckers. You got to watch what they don't do sometimes. When they start trying to pull us witches in the bullshit, they forget who they fucking with because, you know, the third eye is still short while your opponent or your predator or your adversary is all up in their feelings gossiping. They forget that they're dealing with an intuitive. Your muscle of intuition is still the same whether you're dealing with balanced energy or dysfunctional energy, and they assume that you don't on a gossiping motherfucker. And that's some bitch ass shit. It's almost an insult to one's intellect because they still testing your metal. You dig? They testing your metal to see if you real, if you thorough, if you're not fake and a fraud. And what a lot of people also forget about when they gossip about intuitives is that, you know, we could just throw a couple of little cards or a couple of little bones or little stones, you know, and they'll talk and they'll tell you who's gossiping. For me, it comes through my dreams and my sleep. If my sleep pattern changes to every 3 hours, I'm waking up and I'm hearing little voices and mumbling and murmuring and shit, and it's disturbing me about my sleep, I know somebody been talking bullshit. And then I usually know which direction to reach out, throw my hook, bait it for bass who swim upstream, and I always get a nice catch. Always get my confirmation. Yeah. So to you know, just be careful. Be careful. Keep it thorough. Gossip will die when it hits the ears of a wise person. Let that shit burn. You know, if it's not damaging to your immediate cipher, your money, your family, your assets, if it's not an immediate liability or threat, let that shit go. Let it go. Let it go. Because it's going to come to you. Patience is a virtue, especially with a lot of these little cunning gossip mongering motherfuckers. They're cunning, not very smart though, not quite as sharp as they would like you to believe, because sometimes they tell on themselves. You know, they talk so fucking much they confuse themselves and they forget what lie they told previous. So subsequently they end up telling on themselves, and then you're like, oh, there you go, boom, bam, I ain't had to do shit but what? Listen. Hello, Madam Whoop Ass. What up, Miss SM? I hope y'all are doing well. Sound is funny because I have a weak signal where I'm at. So again, forgive that, because we out here, way out here in the sticks. So my signal isn't as luxurious as it normally would be, but we working on that. So gossip, yeah, you know, that comes also with perpetual side niggas and bitches. You know, they love to gossip and they like to keep shit stirred up because they home wrecking motherfuckers, you know, so they can't quite stay in their lane. A lot of people who gossip do that too. Always merging over into a lane with no traffic. Ain't nobody fucking with you. But you got to come over in someone else's lane and just fuck with them and invent all kind of foul, disgusting shit to say, because you can't find any other way to prejudge their character or the way that they carry themselves or how they're built as a person. And they try to find those that are, you know, much like they are, who will validate and confirm that weak bitch shit that they do. You could have had a simple misunderstanding or disagreement with someone, and they hold that on to that, and then they carry that with them, and someone else might bring up your name or a situation that they shared with you, and then that person that is holding that angst in their soul had a little run in too with her or him. You know, let me tell you what happened. And then they start adding and multiplying to what it is and inflating the situation bigger than what it really was, where you have totally put that on the side. You just totally moved past it, grew past it, and you moved on to something else. And this person is still chewing on the same shit from prior experiences. That too is also very popular on YouTube. So I'm just, you know, I'm just looking out, a little friendly reminder from one of the spiritual advisors, your guardian angel, the one that wants you to live your highest, greatest good. That's all I'm doing, is dropping a few pearls. A little reminder never helps. Maintenance never helps a smooth running machine. You know, you need to add a little oil, make sure that carburetor is clean, make sure your exhaust pipes is clean and shiny and, you know, got good clean steam coming from them. You know, you don't want to pollute your machine with bullshit. Same thing with your cipher, who you deal with, who you interact with, and what type of energies you regularly absorb. Gossip is just like chicken shit. And I think chicken shit is a little bit more useful than certain types of gossip, especially the negative shit. You know, you got sick chickens, they're going to provide sick shit. So if you try to fertilize anything and manifest anything that's going to grow and you fertilize it with sick shit, you're going to have a sick manifestation, a sick ass growth. But in the community of the circle of life, everything has its purpose. Sometimes we have necessary evils we have to tap into in order to redirect certain things and drive it away, just like we can attract certain things and certain energies. But overall, gossip, useless shit, it dies when it falls on the ears of the wise. So be very mindful. I just want to please petition to be very mindful of what type of information you partake, what type of information you deliver, and to whom you deliver it to. How long you decide to hold on to this type of energy, because it can be very dangerous and detrimental to your health. Degrees of it. You know, I talked earlier on another hangout about a toxic sibling that I had to put on blast. Is a very ugly thing for me because I like to stay in my motherfucking lane and mind my own goddamn business until that slow bus get in my fucking way. Then, and only then, will I determine if it deserves a response to react to things, because that way, in reactionary mode, you tend not to think clearly and make sound decisions on how to address the situation. So I like to respond versus react. And a lot of people go, you know what, you ain't gonna say nothing. I've had that done too, instigating motherfuckers. You ain't gonna say nothing. Oh, you weak, you scared, you ain't gonna say nothing. Maybe I will, maybe I won't, God damn it, but that's not for you to accelerate when I should respond on your time dial. Does that make sense? It's for me to discern when and or if I have a response to the bullshit in question. Wheretofore, get your ass back in your lane. And I got this. It's only one steering wheel in each vehicle. So if my hands is on 10 and 2 on this one, then you need to get your ass either in the passenger seat, the back seat, or hop in your own whip and take care of your own business. That way, that's how that goes. So, you know, I'm not going to be here long on this. This is just Thorough Thursday. I'm just dropping by as a friendly reminder to help everybody, including myself, be reminded that gossip dies when it reaches the ears of the wise. And be careful too, because sometimes when you gossip to other people, you don't know if that person is going to then turn and report back to the original source or subject of gossip in a fashion of alerting said subject of what was said about them. You know, be careful now. This person out here talking all reckless about you. So you need to just watch, study, and gracefully sidestep that silver bullet they're trying to drive through your body and pierce your soul with. A lot of people get it twisted with us empaths and intuitive. They think we slow and dumb and stupid because we just try and work real hard to stay on a positive, upbeat energy. It's not easy. We're not perfect. It takes a lot of strength sometimes to stay positive in the midst of troublesome things. especially among niggas, low frequency, bottom chakra driven niggas who like to try to step on the toes of people who have a message and a purpose. That's some weak ass shit. Weak. Keep a lot of bullshit down. I don't have a lot of, people like to try to, you got to reach far and wide all the way to Egypt, Giza, and to dig up old antiquated shit in an effort to silence or cite who I am, what I say, and when. Or if at all. It's on a lot. And that's nothing but, tricks, watered down, created magic. That's all that is. I want to thank the ladies for stopping through. And it's good to see y'all. Careful out there when you start your day. You do. Continue to remind yourself, gossip dies when it hits the ears of the wise. Because I have a huge respect for people too, who don't defend me in my presence, they defend me in my absence. That says a lot about the character of both of us, my loved one and myself, because they truly know intimately, and they know, well, you know what? No, see, we ain't gonna go there with that because this person is a solid person. And that's the default defense. Well, you know what? They ain't no. Absolutely right. That's a fact. However, to better ourselves every day. And if I don't fuck up nearly as much as someone else that's comparing themselves to me, that ain't my fault. That they choose to fuck up and I don't. I'm not going to be held liable or let you put my motherfucking feet to the fire because you like to be messy. And I choose the opposite. It's not my goddamn fault. And it's already been proven over and over again. Age and wisdom don't have nothing to do with each other. At your age now, you should be, that don't mean goddamn thing because like I said many times in the past, I am related to old ass fools. And one would think another proven theory, when you have to keep reliving the same storm, you haven't quite learned the lesson that's encapsulated in that storm. So you just keep repeating the same cycle of dysfunction until you die. And then you reach your deathbed and go, oh, well, damn. Now I feel bad because I wasted all that damn time recycling the same old shit, doing the same thing, expecting everybody else to receive and respond to me differently. And it's everybody else's fault but mine. Now ain't nobody here for me to say goodbye to. And I'm trying to hurry up and catch up to Father Time and make it right before I cross over so my ass won't be stuck in limbo. You know? But let's just marinate on that on Thorough Thursday. Gossip dies when it reaches the ears of the wise. And don't get upset if you a gossiping type of motherfucker. Don't be mad at the response or the reaction that you're reaching for and try to force the issue. When you hit a brick wall going 90 and someone tries to download a bunch of toxic information to you, and it's a brick wall, bam, nope, sorry. Don't get upset as a gossiper. Don't try to force the issue and campaign other weak motherfuckers on your behalf to further try to libel or slander another person just because that one wasn't going. Because the force and power goes both ways. Just like you can collect an innumerous amount of people on a negative tip to gang up on someone with gossip, god damn it, the righteous can raise up too and come to the fucking surface and squash that shit without chipping a fucking nail. I'm just saying. You know, and I've noticed that among, you know, the sun-kissed family. You know, a lot of us like holding on to haters. Oh, I got all these haters. You counting your damn haters. That tell me you might not be as focused as you should be on you. I don't know. Because if you counting your haters, then how you got time to continue to live your highest, greatest good if you looking in the right-hand side rear view mirror, looking at the people behind you in the traffic going, these my haters are trying to catch up to me and run me off the road. You keep them back there. That's why you got different gears. You switch gears on that ass. Don't be so predictable in counting your fucking haters. Why do you give a shit anyway? If they not bumper to bumper with you, neck and neck, fender to fender, trying to push you off onto the side, onto the shoulder, then you just keep them in your rear view and make sure your machine is oiled up and maintained so that you can dip off into the sunset when you switch it into high gear and they can get that much more little behind you. Hello. So excuse me for those among us that happen to find me a little bit discomforting when it comes to gossip and a bunch of bullshit. Excuse me. Sorry you don't like me. Not sorry, but you know what? I'm not going. And this is a rare trait in a lot of people. What's up, Hallie Taylor Kendricks? Blessings to you, sweetie pie. Thank you for coming through. Those that don't like it, fuck you. Simple as that. Because a true healer, intuitive, attempting to walk in righteousness and evolution to elevate others has to be one strong gangster type of person. And you know, when we slip and fuck up, people can't wait to run tell that. They can't wait. So it's even a double struggle uphill, slippery slope. And it's important that we own our errors quickly to turn them around so that the gracefulness of how we recover sticks versus how bad we fucked up. I don't know if that makes sense. Teaching comes in how you come out of and recover from when you slip down a couple notches, you know. when you miss that oil change and your engine sputtering a little bit. You, oh shit, I done fucked up now. Let me get to work on working on turning this around, because people can't bad news. We see that. We know that. That's obvious. But they get that bad news, and then when they get an update, because everybody usually 5 steps behind when they reporting shit anyway. So by the time they get that bad news reported and spread all around, you already done turned that thing around and you switching it back up into high gear, and added a little antifreeze to the engine to clear it up and cool it down so you can take the fuck off and brush yourself back on off and keep it moving. Strength is very intimidating when it to a gossiper. Power and self-awareness holes to pierce. Gossip is an erosive type of thing. They like to try to, like water on a rock, turn it into sand, into little miniature, tiny little crystals. Even when it's eroded. Beautiful, isn't it? Look up a magnified sample of sand. Look that up. See if you can find an image of sand magnified a couple of, and it's just so fucking beautiful. Look like little tiny little crystals, itty bitty little crystals. So it's still beautiful, even though it's eroded by one of the most powerful force, water. And we know water is very healing. Yeah. See, I might be going over somebody's head today. I don't know. But that gossip dies. Right there. Bam. It might erode away at some things. It might erode away and peel away, some of that dead skin of dysfunction. It might peel away at your spirit a little bit, make you feel a little weak. Like, goddamn, why don't you just shut the fuck up? I'm tired now. Might erode at you a little bit. But sometimes, just like exfoliating our skin. As a former dancer, I'd have to exfoliate my feet a lot because of the certain types of shoes and footwear I had to wear would fuck up my feet. And I'd have goddamn calluses the size of Mount Rushmore and shit. So I had to get that footstone, that loofah, and just exfoliate that dead skin. Sometimes it hurt like hell because you got, that hurt. I'm burning. My feet is burning. But to remain a good, strong, powerful dancer, I had to maintain my feet. Just like practicing the steps, being formally trained, strength and conditioning daily to maintain the status of excellence. Same thing with your spirit when it comes to gossip. That does not kill you, make you stronger. And look what sand can do when we put it in certain forms. Them little tiny itty bitty little crystals compacted with just the right amount of water. Beautiful sand art. I don't know if anybody's still with me on that one. All kind of different beautiful things created from sand. It's a great tool as well. You pack it down in a bag, in a sack, and it can block and detour water that could possibly flood a structure. assistive in that way. To really continue to make that muscle of killing gossip when it falls on wise ears. Wisdom of the village that strengthens the entire community. Wisdom of the village that manifests strong individuals. And you know, we got some weak bitch ass motherfuckers out here. So we need to truly important it is, you know, especially among women. I know y'all talk about, you always fucking with us. I talk shit about women. You always kicking us in the ass and telling us what we need to do, how we should be. I'm just a vessel. So don't shoot the messenger because I shoot back. Fall victim to it than some males do. Are wired differently in many ways. We hear something go, oh, child. A strong woman will say, you know what, now wait a minute. Before we dig down this, we don't have to discuss. We need to wait to make sure we have the correct information. And if you don't know, it's best you not speak. And that's why I really, you know, I don't fit in with a lot of that there. A lot of them cliques and a lot of them crews and a lot of them, you know, label whore type of people who got to have a label for everything they do, and they need a gallery of folks around them egging them on. See, I don't fit there. I don't fit in all that shit. Many of us don't. Because we got all these different messages coming through anyway. And to hear some gossip on top of us processing what we need to process to deliver the clear messages we need to deliver, that gossip just is not welcome. You know, you got to take your broom and sweep that shit right on out. Hey, Miss M. Stephan, how you doing, beautiful? Take that broom and sweep that on out. See, that's what we do. Intuitive, we got a lot going on all the time. You know, and just here recently, a lot of entities from the other side been talking to me, dead people. So I don't want to hear no fucking gossip because I got these messages is important. And if someone asks me to communicate with their loved one that has crossed over, look, the gossip, that's like a chicken bone with no meat on it. I throw that and give that to my dog. I don't want to hear that shit. I don't want to deal with it. So just, you know, to live our highest, greatest good, gossip dies when it reaches the ears of the wise. And I would love to see my sisters, my sun-kissed goddesses, treat each other a little more carefully when we're discussing certain sensitive things, whether it be publicly or privately. I'm glad you came through, M. Stephan. I'm glad to see you. I hope you're doing good. Living your greatest good. I would love to see us take better care of each other's spirit and psyche, because it's damaging. Even though we wear our game face and we say, you know what, we just gonna go shoulders, chest, pants, shoes. You go home at the end of the day, you shut this shit down, whatever you do to decompress, it's damaging. It's damaging. If it moves your spirit in a negative direction, it affects you. You can fuck that. That don't bother me. I don't let that get to me. But if your spirit is disturbed in the least amount, gossip is damaging. A little bit of, or it could be to the point where you just blow the fuck up and you like, you know what, god damn it, I'm sick of this shit. And you pop off and vent until you're tired. It's damaging. And sadly, I see many of us not take it seriously. Because I don't know about nobody else, but my goddamn life and psyche means a lot to me, a whole lot, whether I'm intuitive or not. I'm just not gonna let nobody fuck with me. Did you? No, ma'am, it didn't come through. But thanks for following up on that, though. Thank you. So, see my sisters be a little more careful while we're walking in our anger, because there ain't nothing wrong with getting pissed. There's nothing wrong with being mad and rejecting that type of treatment and that type of energy. But it's something wrong with saying, oh, I'm good with it. No, the hell you ain't. No, you're not. That shit hurt. Don't nobody like to learn or hear about gossip, especially if it's a fucking bold-faced goddamn lie. It pissed me off. I don't know about nobody else, but that shit pisses me the fuck off. If you gonna talk about me, then talk to me, goddamn it. That's all you gotta do. I'm a grown up. The reason why a lot of people don't want to do that is because they know your power. They understand your power. They can somehow relate to the fact that now if I step to her with this stupid shit, I'm gonna get cut the fuck off at the knees. So I might as well talk about her, because that's the only way I'm gonna be heard and validated in my bullshit. I don't know if that makes sense. That's why gossipers don't very rarely approach the people that they gossiping about, because 9 times out of 10, it's the gangster type person that's like, you know what, fuck you, that ain't none of your business. No way. Absolutely, we sure can. Absolutely. So that's one petition, is we need to be very careful with each other, and we need to truly use empathy. If you don't want anybody to invent a story about you, then you don't have the same jurisdiction to invent misinformation about another person. Some people just don't have a goddamn moral compass. They do it anyway. It don't matter. Them people just have to write them off and let them fuck each other up. But those among us that can relate to empathy and possess that mechanism, that's my petition. Let's be more careful with each other, because we get more honey from the bees when we treat them with respect. If you traumatize the bees, they're going to turn on you eventually. They will turn on you. And certain bees don't have a lot of fucking patience with constantly being traumatized. They will fuck you up. me it reaches the ears of you being extra. And if you want to shoot me an email, empathangie@gmail.com, we can have our powwow and iron this out. And I'm going to go ahead and step off of here for now because I have to feed my temple and get some nourishment and take care of a couple of things. So I wish you all a lovely rest of the afternoon. And thank you, everyone, for stopping through and dropping by, dropping a line. Thank you for everybody that has been following up, checking on us, showing us love in all forms. Thank you so much from the bottom of our heart here at the Little Wolf Pack over here. It's very, very much appreciated. It's such a blessing to know that people care and have our greatest good at heart. That's a true blessing and a gift of love that never can go unnoticed. And we don't say it enough that we appreciate one another. We love each other for just being who you are. People get love and put it in a box. They think you have to be romantically involved with somebody in order to say you love them. But the wise know what I'm talking about. So y'all have a wonderful, lovely, blessed, spiritual day and enjoy this warmth that's coming because I know some of us need to thaw out. And you know, where I'm at, it's a beautiful day. It's about 70 degrees. We got the air popping now. So enjoy the beautiful sunshine. Get some vitamin D on your skin. Meditate. Do a little yoga. Go for a run. Do something good for yourself that makes you feel good. Don't matter what nobody else thinks. Do it for you. So one love, one family, one unity. Heal the goddamn nation. And we're going to take it out with the rest of the Black Eyed Peas. I'm a bee. Instrumental.